Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Y'all already know what it is? Ooh, D, this like squint because we coming through. I'm coming in hot. I'm on my Andy Mineo. I'm coming in hot. Yes, indeed, y'all. Welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. I am your host with the most, Jay Quest Green, alongside my man, Marmello, my man, ladies and gentlemen, the anomaly, L. David Harris. Give it up.
I don't know why I be coming in so extra, but I just can't help it, Quest.
Yeah, you can't.
What up?
You can't.
What up? Hey, Jay Quest.
Yeah.
Yo, that's Jay Quest Green. Like he's Quest, the transformational leader, Quest Green. I don't know. I'm trying out some new ones on you, man.
I like it.
I'm trying
like
out some new ones on you, man. Let's see which one of these sticks. What
I
up?
like it. I like it. We here, man. We here. I'm thankful too, man. I have D, let me not lie. I want to be transparent, if you will. There are seasons, and not complete seasons, but there are parts of seasons where I'm not always feeling my best, if you will. And this is one of those seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I shaken by it? No. Am I uneasy about it? Yes. But whenever you're in training, if you will, it's never easy. There are segments when I go to the gym, like, okay, week 1 and week 2, I might be at, you know what I'm saying, just for argument's sake, a 25-pound plate. And then you become comfortable with that weight. And I think people forget that the fruit of success starts with challenge and difficulty and opposition, right? And I think most people don't know that. Either that they don't know it, or like they know it and they just don't pay enough attention to it, right? Because people just want what they want. And I'm learning how to embrace the process. It's not an easy thing, and it's not something cute that we say, oh, don't embrace trust the process, don't rush the process, right? You hear so many people say that.
Yeah.
But then when the rubber meets the road now, you really got to do it, because there's no way to the next level lest you do it. You can't go around it. You can't go under it, over it, or you got to go through it. Right?
Indeed.
And that's a part of the season that I'm in. I love you as my brother.
Ooh.
Blood couldn't make us any closer. I love you I love you as a coach. And this is a unique relationship that God has blessed us with. And who would have known even in our early years? Because for those who don't know, me and your boy over there, we've been rocking for the last 40-something years, right?
Wow.
And so for you to just not only be my friend, but my brother, and also a coach many times, has led me to the season where it's a beautiful thing when you have accountability with people that you love and that love you and that you respect and that respect you, where you can have conversations where you can let the guard down that you have up for everybody else. Because not everybody that say they in your corner. You know what I'm saying? As Didi would say, shouts out to Didi. There's not a lot of people that you can afford to have in your sacred circle. As a matter of fact, the more people that you have in your sacred circle, the more shaky it gets. You feel me? And so I love the fact that you are here in this season, because one of the things that you've been pushing me to is a higher level of leadership.
Yes,
And
you
so
are that guy, man.
yeah, man, your boy has taken a significant amount of time in this season to take a dive into the pool of higher levels of leadership. And some of the things that I'm learning, they're dope in theory, but now comes the application. And they have me. So in other words, what was the 25 plate? Now I got to put another 10 plate on that and do the same amount of reps that I did. Yeah, that ain't. For anybody who go to the gym, you know that's not an easy task, right?
I walked in the gym today, and one of the trainers. I don't have a trainer, but one of the trainers looked at me. He was like, "You want me to leave this here on the bench?"
Yeah,
That's the first question he asked me.
yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You want me to take anything off?" I was like, "Nah, I got it.
I got it.
I got it." Because I didn't even warm up yet. I'm still gonna warm up, but
Yep.
but his mind was like, "Yo, you about to come get this work, and you should we wait or what? You coming in here?" And I'm like, "I gotta come in there, man. I gotta come in there, Quest. Pain and no pain."
We don't have a choice. It's the difference between people who operate in theory versus those who know the theory and then practically apply. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, don't talk about it, be about it. So, yeah, of course, I got to stack on a couple more minutes than what I said to you in the text message because that wouldn't make sense. But
Yeah.
we got a lot to say and not a lot of time. But guess what, man?
Yeah.
Jimmy Cliff has this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see clearly now. Y'all may
Ooh.
think it's some kind of commercial, but they bit that. Like they stole that.
I
Yeah.
can see all obstacles in my way.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, and then y'all can go look that up, right?
Right.
And
right. Sunny day.
So here's the thing, right? I don't know if that was an optimistic thing for him, why he was going with that message, but I want to give a context for why we're going with it today, right? Everything is about perspective. Right? And not just optimism and pessimism and then the one I made up for myself, right?
Can I do this real quick, D?
Please
Because
do.
I hear you and I hear your tone. Please hold the thought and don't lose it.
Yeah.
Any and everybody that might be watching the podcast right now, do me a favor, share it. Because
Yeah.
I feel that there's anointing on this podcast right here. Do me a favor, share it. Share it. Share right now. If you got the share button below you, can you please just do me a favor? Click share and share it out to everybody. Even for those that may be on the rewatch, right? Right. You're going to watch this later on, right? Do me a favor, share this one. Yeah. As you were, D.
Please and thanks. So,
Please and thanks.
so I don't know where Jimmy Cliff was going, but I know where we going. And it's a matter of perspective, not just optimism or pessimism, and then the one I made up for myself, right? But it's about vision. Like it's about seeing clearly. Vision, seeing clearly. Like when it was not yet fully in vogue, I got my eyes fixed, Quest. I got that laser eye surgery. And a lot of the insurance providers were not paying yet because they said it was a elective.
Yes.
So thankfully I had insurance that paid for it and I got my eyes fixed, Quest. Like I got my eyes fixed. And do you know, like when they went in there with they called it a microsurgical tool, and then they did a 3/4 in micro incision on my cornea and then flipped it up, sort of like homeboy on Different Worlds glasses.
Yes. Dwayne Wayne.
They flipped it up and I immediately couldn't see. As they flipped that little layer up,
whoa,
the light looked like it was on my eyeball. Like from my perspective, like the light was just a bright glob. It wasn't blurry. It was just it was just so close that it wasn't blurry or wasn't clear. It was just, that's all I could.
Kind of like when your thing is too open when they dilate your pupils.
Well, see, I got 10. My pupils are so large that when you dilate my pupils, it does nothing. And I don't need glasses, and it makes it worse because I don't know that it's dangerous to my. So that's a different. So I don't know, right?
Wow.
But it was, but it was just that I couldn't see, and then they got the little laser and they fired, and y'all need to hear it, right? They fired the laser into the stroma of my cornea for 20-something seconds on one and some other seconds on the other. You could hear it, and then they used the little tool, put the thing back down, and put some saline and smoothed it real quick. And suddenly I could see everything.
Wow.
So a moment ago, I couldn't see.
Mhm.
I once was blind, but now I see.
Now I see.
How do I see, though? I see
Wow.
clearly. Now I see clearly.
Wow.
And so in moments, I was able to see in a way I had not seen for many years. Why? Because I got the kind of operation I needed. And so in our relationships, we have marital relationships and people who are in serious, shout to Candace, Swagger Mom, shout to Candace, right? In those relationships, if we are me before they did the surgical incision and then flipped up my cornea, if we are me as the cornea is up, they call it, I forgot what they call it, but as it's up, that is not the kind of relationship that we want to be in, because if I can't see, how in the world can I lead people who need better relationships who are watching my relationship? Like if the vision for my relationship is unclear, then how in the world? So what we need to do is cast the kind of vision that I had and the perspective I had after I got laser eye surgery. Because now I can see in a way that I could not see before. And guess what else I got, Quest?
What?
I got appreciation for the vision now. Son, I got appreciation for the vision now. And that means that I'm more responsible. Like they told me, like some people don't like to take instruction. You know what they told me to do? They were like, you're going to have to close your eyes for an hour. And they told me I got to put these glasses on. And they told me, you know what I did? Exactly everything they told me, because I didn't want to risk losing the vision, bro.
So here it is, man. And I hear you. And I'll say it the way that, I'll use some terminology, some church terminology too. You can't give out what you don't have. Right? So you and I were speaking earlier on in terms of situational leadership, right? And the difference between EQ and IQ, and realizing that every time you come in contact with someone, you're not coming in contact with someone and everybody's like a robot. They're all the same. Even people who are wired similarly are still different. That's how God made us.
Absolutely.
There's
DNA.
not one fingerprint that is the same as somebody else's.
That is correct.
That's how dope God is, right?
That is correct.
So with that being said, you cannot give a cookie cutter, right, stuff to people. You can, there it is, master your authenticity. You cannot pour out of a pitcher what you do not have. If you're talking to a group of people and these are orange juice people, right, and you don't have orange juice in your pitcher, don't you pour that out. It's going to be catastrophic, right? Don't pour that out or you're not going to be received very well, right? And so you have to fill yourself up with things that you can, your boy says it best. Always keep water in your well. Always keep water in your well. Why? Because now you have something to draw from, to give. If everybody's water drinkers, right? Everybody drinks water. You can't do without it, right? Make sure that you always got water in your well. To your, what you were saying before, D, I need to make sure that whoever I'm dealing with, whoever I come across, that I'm giving them what I need to give them, tailor-made especially for them.
Some people are blind, and that is not the problem, Quest. Some people in your relationships, your romantic relationships, be they marital or you're serious in your singles relationship, I am saying being blind and remaining blind is the problem.
Yep.
Refusing to see and then casting a vision is the problem. Refusing is a choice. Not knowing how is not a choice.
Yeah.
But remaining in ignorance is a choice. And so for me, at 50 years of age, married to one woman, for 22 years, there is no excuse for me, Quest,
None.
to be blind and visionless. Why? Why not? Because there are a lot of people who will perish. And I've had enough time, Simone has had enough time to mature to the degree that we are able, when we are not clear, to find clarity. You see? So I'm not trying to create some sort of elitist mindset. What I'm saying is, if I don't have clarity at 22 years in it, I should know where to look.
Yeah.
And then to accept, surely. And then the people around me, the people who are in the sphere of influence, like I'm on 200 radio stations, Quest.
Yeah.
Real radio stations.
Yeah.
30 plus platforms online, and that's just one of the programs.
Yeah.
So so whoever I am leaks into those environments, I will never meet most of those people. There's a lot of people. So, but if I lack clarity and I lack vision, especially in this relationship, this bond, this vow, covenant with Simone, then a lot of people are gonna die, bro.
Yeah.
And that would be on me. That is not melodrama. If y'all get it, you got it. If not, pray about it, rewind this thing later. If I lack vision in my relationship with Simone and Simone vice versa, a lot of people will perish.
And perish does not necessarily mean destruction, right? Or tearing down. It means a taking off. Taking off of discipline, taking off of. So it's funny because when I read the text and I started researching, I think that it said that people perish for a lack of vision, right? But you have no vision because you don't have any self-control. You have no vision because you are not structured. You have no vision because you took off discipline. You have no vision because you took off all of these different things. So that's what perish means, a taking off. And they say a people perish for lack of vision. Well, that's the reason why you don't have the vision. The minute that you become very clear on what it is that you're supposed to do, or not even clear on what it is that you're supposed to do, clear on the fact that you understand that your relationship is not just about you. That's the first thing you need to be clear about. Is that my marriage is not just about me. We were talking about it earlier on, D. From the time that I go, we invite all of these people to the wedding room, right? And we walk down, or your bride walks down that aisle and you as a man are sitting up there, or even if you're a bride, from the time you enter in that room with your daddy or whoever's giving you away and you walk down that aisle, when you say those vows before whoever it is that you're saying it before, and not just the person who's officiating, but before God and all the witnesses that are there, the moment you say, I do, you are now a ministry. Because people are looking at the Harris marriage, people are looking at the Green marriage, and they're saying one of two things. Either, I don't know what that is, but I want something like that for me. Or they're flipping it over and saying, if that's what marriage looks like, no, sir, I'm good.
You know, there are people who, because of what they've been exposed to, and I've been exposed to a lot of the same terrible relationships that the people that I'm referencing, right? But because of that, they make similar poor decisions in their relationships.
Come on.
So what I'm exposed to, for instance, I'll give you an example. Like me, I grew up in the hood, not the ghetto. Ghetto and the hood are cousins, but they're not twins. So, you know, I had a little patch of grass that my pops never cut, and it looked like a jungle all the time. It was like 4 or 5 feet tall almost all the time. I'm in government housing in Jamaica, Queens, but we had a little fence and we had a little patch of grass, but it was government housing, and the bullets do fly. So good. Got it. So that's where I grew up. So I have the hood that I grew up in, and wherever I had to pass through, and just pick the negative stuff that comes with that. But I was in a quote church environment right?
Mhm.
And a lot of people were faking. A lot of the marriages were a farce, bro. So either I'm in when we were young, before it was Guy Brewer, it was New York Boulevard. So I'm walking, Homeboys is we on the boulevard. Remember we used to say we on the boulevard, right? So that's stripped from Rockaway Boulevard all the way to Jamaica Avenue.
Yep.
So that I was
York
there.
College.
Exactly. So that's where I, right around, like I was down a couple blocks from there. Good.
Mhm.
Farmers Crew was a thing.
Mhm.
And
Boom Bash.
Boom
Lord,
Bash,
LA.
where I went to elementary school with our brother who's now resting, Fife Digla,
Come on.
our brother, and
Yes, sir.
and Tip. Matter of fact, we all went to the same little school. So
Mhm.
good, you got all of that. So you got the hood rules, got it. But then inside of the church setting, a lot of people are faking, like their marriages are great, and people are slapping each other up. So people on the boulevard are slapping each other up, but at least they hood. And that's real to them. No excuse. But there were a lot of people in the church that was sexing each other
Ooh,
and
David.
beating each other
David.
and all kind of stuff, abandoning their kids, putting what they called ministry ahead of the relationship. And so
David.
they lacked the vision. So what am I looking at, Quest? I'm looking at the farce of relationships, and then I'm looking at the hood rules relationships. And then on the way to school, I'm passing through the ghetto, going through the P's where people got the blades in their mouth, and you can't get on the elevator in 40 projects. You can't get on the elevator in all of the other houses, that Baisley houses. Why? Because you're going to get robbed, you're going to get stuck, you're going to get shot, you're going to get cut, you're going to get extorted, whatever. So I'm like, well, I'm between a rock and a hard place. Like, where do I get the vision? But at 22 years into marriage, 50 years of age, no excuses, homeboy.
None.
I got no excuse.
None. So I just decided, D, to pull my notes up from some of the stuff that I've been dealing yet this week as we deal with this thing called vision, right? I listed it in my notes as a cause, right? And so I wanted us to just because what you said a while ago, God calls, whether we realize it or not, when you become married, you're already in a position of leadership. Shouts out to Sierra. She said, we're always being watched as couples, even though we don't realize it. Shouts out to Sierra. You know what I'm saying? My baby sis. So the vision is imperative. I wrote down this week, right? Without a compelling cause to better mankind and build kingdom, all leaders find a cause to serve their own interests. And this self-service eventually becomes a thorn in their leadership. Consider these case studies in the Bible. So I start listing them out. With a cause, Samson won many battles. Without one, he couldn't beat the temptation posed by Delilah.
Ooh.
Because that's what vision allows you to do. That's why companies have mission statements, because vision or mission statements, right? Because it immediately tells you what you do. But in knowing what you do, you also know what you don't do.
That is correct.
And so because he didn't have vision, right, in terms of why God was putting him with all of this strength in the middle of that dynamic during that time, he could easily knock folk out, right? But he couldn't knock out the temptation Delilah posed for him.
Basic, simple stuff.
I'm just telling you. So number 2, with the cause, Saul conquered the kingdom. Without one, he couldn't conquer his own jealousy. And was so distracted by his hate for David that he spent more time trying to kill David than he did trying to run the doggone kingdom.
And you know what's weird? Like, Saul didn't have to get upstaged by David.
He did not.
The dude was a different man based on God's anointing on him in an instant of time. Like, God, in an instant of time, he became somebody different, literally. So he could have remained that way, but he chose the other path.
But David, this is the thing that I'm saying, is that sometimes when you don't realize who God sets them up and he takes them down. It can be your time today and not your time tomorrow. But you got to be like Paul and get to the place where I'm content no matter what my situation is. As long as God is in the equation, I'm content. And I know that's a difficult thing to swallow, right? But I realize that, like, for real, God, as long as I'm obedient to you in this season, I know you'll take care of what needs to be taken care of. We got wives You know what I'm saying? We got children. I'm sorry, wives. We've got
I
children.
was like, we got what? But
got
I didn't
wives.
want to
We got
interrupt you. It's like, we got what?
We got wives, we got children, we got all of these things. So I know Jeremiah 29:11. I know the thoughts I have towards you, saith the Lord of hosts. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Okay, good. I'll rest in that promise. But some way, somehow, we get in our own mind and start altering stuff, and stuff gets twisted. Dude number 3, with a cause. The same dude, David, conquered Goliath. Without one, he couldn't even conquer his own lust.
And the lady didn't even come to him. Homeboy was just in the wrong place, watching the wrong thing, and then beginning to gaze after he watched and accidentally saw.
That's it. That word you just used, it's the gaze.
Jeez.
You could have seen it, but you also had a choice. You could have turned away. Like, if I gaze on this is going to be. And a lot of dudes, let me just say it real quick. A lot of women too. You're just not gazing on the same kind of stuff we gazing on. You gazing on money and what he got and all of this other stuff in terms of security.
There are ratchet women that do it just like dudes.
Oh yeah,
pause.
I know, because I've been on the island during what's the name, and bruh, we went out on the road to go do some stuff, and I was like,
you think you dudes are ratchet?
Some chicks in the tropics, they ratchet,
brother.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. 2 more. With a cause, Elijah prayed down fire from heaven and beat 850 prophets.
Thank you. I'm gonna check you on that math.
I'm sorry.
I hate it when they do that.
I did it because it but it was really 850. My bad, right?
False prophets.
So he did all of that, and without vision found himself in a cave running from one solitary woman named Jezebel,
who threatened him anyway, go ahead. Carry on.
Last one. With the cause, Simon Peter preached at Pentecost, and 3,000 people were saved. Without one, he denied even belonging to the crowd that followed Jesus.
With bad words.
With bad word.
You know what happened to me in the gym the other day, and I'm still humbled by it. I'm in the gym. All I do is go in, I work out, I exercise. That's what you're doing there. And then, I go in, and I guess I channel my, well, that's not, I don't want to say that. I behave more like Quest and President Obama, like, kissing babies and everything, like shaking hands and kissing babies, because for me, relationship is ministry. So even though I'm not naturally that way, when I go in the gym, I don't even go work out like an introvert would. I go around every corner in the gym, and I go say what's up and hello and good morning and all of that before I go work out. I don't know why I'm driven that way, but that's what I do, right? Good. A brother came to me, man. He's grown. He ain't no baby. He came to me the other day and said, yo, I don't even know if he knows my name. He said, what's the secret to success in marriage? Bro, I don't talk about marriage in the gym. I'll be working out in the gym.
Yeah.
What's the secret to success in marriage? Yeah. And I told him some things, and I had to front like I wasn't astonished that he just came to me out of the blue, or what looked like the blue. But I had to front like I was not blown away. Like I'm about to push on the thing I was doing, and this is what he says. So I told him my thoughts, and I sat with it for probably good 10 minutes before I went to my next set. Mm-hmm. And he said, I was hoping you would say all of what you said. And he said, I did not do that. I lost everything. I lost my wife and my children, and they're overseas. For you who live in America or in the UK or Canada or some of those other places, that concept is not probably familiar to you. But if you're in the Caribbean or some other parts of the world, when people leave and go overseas and it's your family, it's almost like the point of no return. It's almost like you don't have no visa to go do that, and they deliberately putting a wedge between you and them because you really messed up. Like, they're overseas, nobody not filing for you to come over there, and now wifey and children gone.
Gone, B.
And he's hanging his head, and he grown, bro. And he was like, I just like what I see. I like what I see. Simone and I go to the gym most of the time together. And I don't know what else he could see. She's in her headphones. She not working out with me. She working out with her trainer. Yep. But whatever it is that he sees, or whatever whatever God put in the situation, in the environment, he's just like, I wish I had that, and I messed up. Bad. And I was hurting for the brother, man.
I'm hurting for him, and I don't even know him. But the blessing for me, D, is the fact that he sees a representation, a solid representation, such that if he ever gets the opportunity to do this again, okay. So I knew E when I was with my daughter's mother, right? But I also had.
I'm sorry, may I interrupt? Your daughter's mother was your wife?
Yes, my ex-wife.
Yes,
she was my wife, right? And when that marriage transpired, right? E was pretty much like, yo, you gonna let me in? What was lovely about that is that while I was with him and I had conversations with him, we were in a place and space where he's not where he is right now. So or as blown up as it is right now. So we would go from city to city. I'd be at the crib. So I got an intimate inside look at what their relationship was like while they were still living in Harvest, Alabama, right? Right up the road from Oakwood. Like, I got an opportunity to sit in. A couple of weekends, I would just take a drive because I was in Atlanta at the time, and it was like a 2.5, 3-hour drive just to go chill out for a day or two and then come back. And I would get to see, and I was like, whoa.
This is different.
Yeah, it's different. I didn't operate in my relationship like this. And I don't know that I necessarily got to see this kind of relationship even when I was growing up. And it was a breath of fresh air. So that, in connection with, just talking with him man to man, allowed me to think differently, move differently. 6 years or 7 years later, after, I think it was 7 years after my divorce, when I decided to get married again, because of being exposed to that and having those conversations, Faith and I are walking into 13 years of marriage now.
Ooh, that's good.
I just need that to resonate with a couple of people for a moment. I was married in 2003, divorced in 2005. I got some exposure to what marriage should look like. The way that my man at the gym is getting exposure to what marriage should look like.
You mean the vision?
I'm just saying. And he's not getting it one day or two. Y'all are at the gym every day. I know this because we talk every day. So I know y'all at the gym every day. My guess is that even if he's not there every day, he's there at least 3 to 5 times a week. Right? If that be the case, he's getting exposed. I would guess that even here's the funny thing. Faith will probably kill me. But in the beginning, let me just be transparent. In the beginning, we were smashing, right? In the beginning of our relationship, because we already knew. We knew where we were moving to, right? But just because we were moving towards it, don't make it right, right? And so God said, all right, you're going to mess this up again. And immediately I pulled up off of it, right? And, oh man, why was I telling you this? There was a reason I was telling you this. And so let me just move forward. And so we decided to make the necessary moves in order to make things right. Why? Because we knew that there was a huge responsibility on us this time around, right? And I wanted God to bless it. Why? You don't want to be in marriage and God, people do it, D. I don't know how they do it, but I don't want it to be me. I don't know how people do marriage without God.
And I would have hated for you to mess up a situation with a woman who's not had the privilege of being married.
Nope.
So it's your second go, and then you mash up a relationship with a woman who was minding her business.
Yep.
And could have very well married someone who had a more mature mindset.
Yes,
than
sir.
to allow that thing to get your mind all high and crazy, and then you married under the influence, and then you're like, ah, man, here we go again, rinse and repeat.
Not for nothing though. She was like, "What? We got to stop doing what?" I was like, "Yeah."
Pause, bro. Oh my gosh, man. I think that's not the point, Quest. I think that's not the point.
But I get you though. You know what I'm saying?
No, but even still, there are some things that we desire that are not good for us.
Yep.
And so somebody has to stand up and say, nah, I know I'm with you, but this is not the best.
Yep.
I want to give you my best.
My best.
And my best is not this. I don't care how it feels.
Yep.
Maybe in our feelings and in our head be like, yeah, I got that, but it's not real. It's not real, bro. Like, that is not real. It's a mirage. It's a mirage. And so I'm thankful that God has gotten us to the point where at least we know what we don't know, Quest.
Yes, sir.
So I don't want people to get this sort of elitism flex from us. That's not the point. Like, it's one thing to be blind and not know it and be bumping into stuff, falling down the stairs, trying to drive, running into fire hydrants and running over people in the crosswalk. And it's another thing to be blind and say, you know what, I'm blind. I should probably not get in this vehicle and drive it right now. And as far as I know, there's somebody who can assist me in this situation, and we can get ourselves tight work, and then be doing the responsible thing. You know what I do sometime? And Simone's like, man, you don't know what to say. And it's true. Because in Jamaica, I'm more, you wouldn't know I'm an introvert, especially here. Because I be talking all kind of stuff to everybody. People I don't know and won't ever know. I just talk to them. And then I see people, like, most of the time it's a woman, because most people who are cashiers and service providers that are facing public are here. And every time I see somebody do this, Quest, look in my eyes, they squinting. And I'd be like, where your glasses?
Where your glasses then?
Well, I'm to your glasses. And it's always a thing, like, and then they open their eyes and it's bar none. Like, you know that? I'm like, yo, why you can't see? Like, why? Mm-hmm. Why can't you see, Quest? That's the question.
That's it.
Not can you see, but if you cannot, why can't you? In these person's cases, all I needed to do is get the glasses, bro. Put on your glasses.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
and
it.
so if you're in a position now where you're visionless, and the remedy is simply to get assistance, please go get that.
Please get it.
Do not be willingly ignorant. Do not be willfully blind. That's dumb and irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
Don't forget dumb, bro. I said that first.
Dumb. David, I recently had to embrace that. I went and got my eyes checked because I thought that I could not. I was like, for real, astigmatism. I thought something was wrong. I was just seeing blurry. The doctor told me, she said, bro, you're 50.
Nothing wrong with being 50?
Yeah. She said, although you don't have astigmatism, the fact of the matter is that the focus that you used to have, you don't have anymore, especially when you're reading things like, you know what I'm saying? I got this
I get it. So when your hand not long enough to see.
I'm just telling you.
So your hand, you put it up on the wall, you can see it. But
so
if it's in your head,
I can see it, but it looks like black lines when I put my readers.
Black lines matter. I'm sorry.
They do. Pause. I'm just saying, like, here, I can see that it's blurry as all get out. You'll get headaches doing that kind of thing.
And you'll mess up something, because if that's a prescription or if that's instructions for something important, like do not mix this, and you dummy are there trying to squint and see it, and you do the mixture, and poof, got a plume cloud in your bathroom while you're trying to clean it. That's your fault.
That's your fault. She said, go get you some readers, 1.5 to 2. No higher than 2.
She said go to CVS and get you some readers.
You know me. I don't like them CVS readers.
I know you wouldn't do that.
I hate this.
Oh no, don't do that. So yeah, I know.
I hate that. I just went and got some progressive readers, bro.
I should have never said that. I shouldn't have even said that. I apologize.
That. It make you look old. I went and got some progressive readers. That way I can keep them on my face and still look sexy.
But son, we old.
Yeah, I'm not embracing that.
See, that's what's wrong with y'all. I'm not saying you should be unsexy. Like, you can you can be sexy. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with that part, but we are old, bro. That's why I'm gonna run laps around all of y'all dudes that are trying not to be who you are, man. You didn't buy that gray. Join us, Quest. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Tell them again, Candace.
Yeah, I didn't buy that.
She said the warm is. What do you say? Type it in the chat, Candace.
Join us, Quest.
Where the what is something and the water is warm. No, seasoned. No, I wanted to put the thing. Yes. Where something is what and the water is warm. Type that in the chat for me, Candace.
Oh, come on.
Because I can't come off of here until she types that. But I gotta go.
Come on.
She said it's nice over here when she gave
Oh,
me
she
my
said
birthday
the water's
greeting.
warm. The
Yeah, with
water's
something-
warm.
Yeah, good. Join us, man. I like being over the hill, but
I don't.
that's
I
all
don't.
right.
I don't mind being older. I just want to be sexy while I do it.
No,
You
you
know what I'm
lying.
saying?
You lying. You do mind.
No, I
You-
don't.
Okay.
I just don't like.
I take it back.
Okay, you know how it looks. I don't like the look of old. Like
You didn't like
what
how
our-
our
what
teachers
our
looked
younger-
when
yeah.
they were 35 and they looked real crotchety. Oops,
Yeah,
did I say
nah.
that word?
Yeah, nah.
Crotchety,
nah,
is that
I
a
wanna
bad
be,
word?
I want to be graceful.
You want to be
wanna be
graceful.
graceful.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
wanna
know
be
why I
graceful.
started this conversation. You want to be graceful. I is what I is, B. I don't
You
want
know
to
what
be
I'm saying?
nothing. I is what I is, man.
Come on, I want to be like Abraham, 100 and still. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway,
All right, this is off the rails. I think it's my fault as usual. All right, so listen, give him something good, man, so we can push, man, please.
do
And
me a
thanks.
favor. Do me a favor. Please have a conversation with your spouse and say, listen, what do we want to accomplish in this union? What do we want to build in terms of kingdom as it relates to this union? Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. Building kingdom. What is the vision that you have for your relationship? And once you have that vision, I'm talking about put your foot down on the gas. All gas, no brakes. Yeah, man. From shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, what we want is phenomenal, but phenomenal don't just happen. It takes work. So let's do it. And I'll see y'all.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.